What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Ketchup podcast. How you doing today? I'm your host, Lofton, aka Antoine Cumberbund, aka Short and Long at the same time, aka Tay Diggs, stepbrother-in-law. And I got my man RAdm over here, aka Boulder Shoulders, aka One Punch, Two Punch, Three Punch, More Punch, aka Mr. Lover Man Coma. What's going on with you today? How's everything been going?
What's up? What's up, man? AKA Mr. Make It Happen. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We do this all day, every day. It's all about life, man, music and love. Let's get it. So, man, hey, it's been a long week, bro. For real. See, like this week, hey, this is the third episode, man.
Yeah. We made it to 3. We ain't been fired yet. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, 3 is a charm. You know what I'm saying? We ain't been fired yet. So, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna make it happen. So yeah, man, like I said, it's been a long week, man. Just trying to make it through life. You know what I'm saying? Live a little, laugh a little.
Yeah, I got you. I know you got a lot on the plate still trying to plan for the wedding and everything like that. So I know it's been a busy one for you, new job, all that good stuff like you talked about last week. I know for myself, busy week as well. You know, did have a little fun. Had they had down here in Tampa, you know, they had the little air show. So I got to see some, you know what I'm saying, military in action doing big things, you know. So I had some cool airplanes out there, got to walk around, talk to the best of the best in the military. So that was good stuff. So we had a good fun time out there. Did learn being sunburnt can happen to all people.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. The sun was out there doing work on my forehead. So now, you know what I'm saying, I'm aloed up. I'm trying to get that aloe game tight. You know what I mean? Because it's out here doing right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, got the wife's looking a little tough with a little redness. I'm out here, you know what I'm saying, darker than nighttime, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, we trying to make it happen though. We gonna keep fighting the good fight. You know what I mean?
Welcome to Florida.
That's they don't tell you about that part. They don't tell you about that.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Florida. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man. So we all yeah, I should have got some stock in that aloe vera, boy. I ain't even know. No doubt. You know what I mean? I saw one of those. When we was looking for houses down here, man. Somebody had one of them aloe vera plants in the front of their house, and that thing looked like it could eat you. It was huge.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, this is kind of dangerous out there. You know what I'm saying?
Having one of those is part of living in Florida. You know, you gotta get your you gotta make sure your aloe vera rub on after you leave the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't know about that part, but we getting it squared away now.
I told one of my homeboys that a couple of years ago we had a debate. He's like, man, black people don't get sunburned. What?
Yeah. They ain't tell you about that.
Yeah, you guys you can even get sunburned. Like, who said black people don't get sunburned? Because you got the melanin, melanin on burn. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I got you. All right, well, we're gonna move on to another piece of our podcast. We're gonna kick for y'all. We got the drink of the day. You know what I'm saying? This go round, we kind of a little delayed just because it's a different day than we normally do it. I was able to throw a little photo out there on the Instagram, on the Facebook, wherever you can find us. I threw my drink out there, so I'm drinking on a little Barbados rum. You know what I'm saying? Representing. Give a little shout out to Rihanna and them. You know what I mean? So Barbados Slim. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, you know, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Umbrella, all that. You know what I mean? So Fendi down drink. I got the Fendi rum. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm out here doing it up. Got a little rum and coke, you know what I'm saying? So I kept it on the Barbados tip. So what you drinking on?
Man, honestly, man, like great minds think alike. Cause I'm drinking on some coconut rum.
Okay.
With a little splash of that lime seltzer, you know, little coconut rum, lime seltzer. You know what I'm saying? So cheers. Like I said, it's Carusian. It's called Carusian rum. Okay. So yeah, my son-in-law, his family's from, I want to say No, they ain't Croatian. He's from the island somewhere.
Croatian for sure ain't there.
Yes, like I know it ain't sure Croatian. But every time I think about it, I hear Carusian, I'm like, no, that ain't right. So yeah, so he from the island, and his mom put us on this Carusian rum, man. It's real. It's smooth. You can drink it straight,
Okay.
you know. But I drink it. I threw a little seltzer in there,
Got you.
so to make it give it a little kick, a little
Got you.
fizz. You know, I
Got
like a
you. I
little
feel
fizz in
you.
my drink.
Got it.
You
Gotta
know,
have
so
a
yeah,
little
that's what we're doing, man.
Gotta tickle the nose a little bit. I feel you. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I'm
I
saying
feel
sneak up on you.
you. I
Call
feel
it
you on
silent
that.
ninja. Sneak up on you.
Okay, okay. I feel you. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I do
Yeah,
drink on this that Barbados Slim. That's what I call it. That Barbados Slim every once in a while, you know. So it's
okay.
actually Mount Gay Barbados rum. You may have seen some commercials, may see some stuff out there, and I was like, hey, let me go out and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Support the islands, our fellow folks
Yeah,
that didn't
yeah,
make it all the way to the land. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
stopped at the
yeah.
island, you
Almost,
know what I
almost.
mean? So they almost made
Yeah.
it, didn't make it all the way. But so
Now we
they
going
actually,
back.
you know what I'm saying, we going back to help them out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now we got to go
But
back and help them out. You know.
so we got our little drink, so we ready to do our thing. We'll go ahead and raise a little toast. Go ahead and toast up. You know what I mean? Got a
Yeah.
little something going
Oh
on
yeah, let's do
for
it. You
the
know
for
what
the
I'm saying?
team,
Yeah.
toasting up, making
For the
sure
team.
everything good to go.
Yeah.
So cheers, good show. Make sure y'all drinking as y'all join us. You know what I mean?
Hey,
All right,
and
now
let
we
us
moving
know.
on.
Let us know. Let us know in the inbox what y'all drinking on. You
Yeah, let
know.
us know. Throw that on the daggone Mint Ketchup Facebook. Throw little comments on the Mint Ketchup YouTube page and whatnot. So let us know what you're getting into while you drinking with us today. All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and move on to the news of the week. So Rod, man, what you got on your docket that you wanna that's on your mind and you wanna speak about right now? Talk to
Man.
me.
So I know you heard, man, living in Florida, man, living here in Orlando. Tragedy that happened yesterday, man. What's today? The 26th. I think it
26.
happened on the 24th. Young man, 14 years old, was on a ride at Icon Park and ended
Yeah,
up
yeah.
falling off the ride halfway down.
Man.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
they say that he wasn't secured in the seat and ended up falling off the ride. He fell. He like I said, he died at the hospital. And to it, like he succumbed to his injuries and stuff. So, what got me was, man, is the video was out there on the internet. You
No,
know,
not the video.
and yeah. So, and the question comes up for me is when has social media taken it too far? Because I'm watching the video. Somebody sent me the video, and originally I thought the video was just them showing who the boy was, showing the actual piece of machinery. I mean, showing the actual ride or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna watch this, just to see how the ride is. Well, get further into the video, it's the actual video,
Ooh, yeah,
you
that's tough.
know, and you can hear the kid fall. You can hear the kid's body hit the ground, and
Oh
this is
man.
disturbing because we do have a 14-year-old in the house,
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
tough.
when you're when you're a parent, man, that's something you don't want to see. But for
Right.
somebody to take this video and post it, it just
Yeah, that's
shows
trouble.
a total disregard for mankind first of all, and for these parents.
Right.
That had to be an experience that they'll never get out their head.
Yeah.
They'll never be able to shake this situation.
Right, right.
And first of all, let me say this. Let me say my condolences go out to the family. This 14-year-old. I'm not sure if they released his name. I was looking for his name, but
Right.
he was a 14-year-old man, football prospect. He was big kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and like I said, he looking at the photos and looking at the pictures. It just, I mean, looking at the video. It just seemed like he wasn't secure. And
Right.
like I said, of course, somebody's gonna pay for this. But regardless of the family and their entitlement and blah blah blah, regardless of
Right.
all that, they're not gonna get their son back.
Right,
You
right.
know,
Of course. That's the
you
full
can't.
tragedy of the situation.
Yeah, you can't replace that, man. And just so, I mean, like I said, but asking you, man, like, so I mean, when do you feel like social media goes too far? when it comes to things like this?
Well, I mean, me personally, I am not the watcher of videos that have, people, jumping off of stuff, breaking bones, bad falls, and all that other stuff. That is not my idea. Because then I can feel it like every time. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? I walk away from those things with my leg hurting, or you know what I'm saying, I'm like, feeling cringe worthy for the rest of the day on those type of things. And that's not really my bag. So dealing with something like that. Um, I feel like social media is going to take it as far as it's allowed. Like I don't think there's a limit. You know what I'm saying? Like you had those videos, I think back when we was younger, they had those like VHS joints that was like Faces of Death, I think that's what it was called. And it was just like showing different videos of people dying in like car accidents and stuff like that. And it was like that was never anything that I got into, but that's stuff that people have been doing forever. It's no different than driving on the highway
Yeah,
rubbernecking. You know what I'm saying? It causes other car accidents because people want to see what happened in another car accident. You know what I'm saying? So it's bad that it's just pretty much that same type of deal of rubbernecking on the highway is what's happening on social media because people just want to see the accident. It's just like watching football. It's just like watching car racing. People want to see the collision. It sucks that it happened. I hate when on NFL games when they show somebody get injured and they said we're gonna show that replay 20 times. I'll be like, I don't want to see my man
yeah,
leg get broken half 20 times. Like, but they gonna keep
yeah,
showing
man.
it.
I look
I
away.
usually I usually look away or change the channel until I know it's over because that's not really my thing.
Yeah,
But they showing it for a reason because people be watching it. So I mean,
yeah,
it's one of those things. I think it's just a part of the society that you know what I'm saying, that people are on. That's just what it is, and it's just moved to the social media part. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, those same people, you got those same folks that been in car accidents in a sport, they get injured in a sport or whatever. They got parents too. It ain't like they parents ain't parents just because they older. They still got to live through and look at all that stuff. And somebody getting paralyzed on the football
yeah.
field, they got to look at that. That's
Now,
over
like
and over
I
again. You know what
do,
I'm
I
saying?
do
So
feel that I don't know. I feel like tragedy that's gone too far. You know, even with the football players, but something to this magnitude of like when you play football as a football coach, when you play football, there is a risk involved in playing football.
right.
Whether it's breaking a leg, whether it's breaking an ankle, you
Hmm.
know, there was a risk on riding this ride, but
Right.
at the same time, this attendant and this company is responsible for bringing you back down alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you are supposed to come out of this alive. This is
Mhm.
for thrill seekers. I don't ride these type of rides anyway. Um, and a lot of times the attendants are I don't really think they're qualified. It's a lot of times you just pushing buttons, going through the motions. A lot of times you get to the point where you're redundant. And, for example, being in the military and airborne, there's a certain process they go through on packing parachutes.
Right.
There and they don't deviate from that. And
Right.
the process is, the process. You don't change that process. You don't if something's out of whack on that process, they don't jump. We don't jump
Right.
until the process is back in order. You know,
Right.
there's a process. So when you are redundant, or I mean, when you're caught up in a redundant situation, or when you're not being trained to that level of like, okay, for example, watching the video, the last thing the girl said in the video, one attendant said to the other guy, "Are you sure you checked it?"
Mhm.
You know, and first of all, at this point, it's too late for that.
Right.
It's too late for "Are you sure you checked it?" Are you sure you checked it? Should have came before this thing went up. Are you sure you checked them all?
Right.
That's the question that should have came up,
Right.
but not at a point to where somebody loses their child and, oh, by the way, did you check it?
Right.
Because we are a society that, like I said, we get into a rhythm and you expect everything to go right, and a lot of times things don't go right. you know and a lot of these people don't understand, especially young folks. young folks think, yeah, and I can't say all young folks, so don't get everybody who young don't get mad at me. But at a certain level, there's a sense of entitlement. There's a sense of, this is how this is gonna happen, and we have to, we go with the flow of things.
Right.
And somebody of experience, somebody of higher, I guess, process level, I should say, should have been checking the checker. You know, like I believe in checking the checker. So me as a staff sergeant in the army, and we go to war, I gotta check the checker. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
if my soldiers are they locked and loaded, you know, and we're in formation, and I'm walking through and I'm checking and making sure that everybody's locked and loaded. Everybody's, and I gotta check the check. I gotta check the person that's checking, because we
Right.
get into a situation where we downrange, and oh, by the way, Private Private Emory Jones and forgot his magazines. He in a
Right.
situation now. You
Right.
know,
Right.
he's he's in a situation to put everybody else in jeopardy. So I say that to say this, at this level, just the attendance at a lot of these attractions are younger adults that just need jobs. They just need to make money. And I understand everybody need to make money, but there also has to be somebody to check the checker in these
Right.
situations.
Totally
So
understand.
no doubt.
I mean, that's always a thing that it's just setting up a company environment where that's a mandatory action, and it's people that become complacent in what they're doing, and that's tough. That happens in all walks of life. People get complacent. They've done it a million times. That you could add a person that has been working the summers there at whatever amusement park for the last 3, 4 years, and they like, all right, I know how this round works. I know what's going on. I know what to check. I do the thing, slap here, check here, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And this one of those things, and I'm not making an excuse, but I can see how complacency comes about,
Yeah,
because being in the military, they try to limit complacency by, we gonna drill this in your head over and over again, and like we talked about, having 3 levels of redundancy where it's, hey, this person's gonna check you, then this person's gonna check you, and then I'm gonna come by and check
exactly.
you, and then you check your battle buddy, and then check the other battle buddy, and it like, so that's a part of the environment that they create, which, like I talked about, we talked about it last episode. He was talking about like sexual harassment and things like that in the workplace. It's an environment that has to be built. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And that's and those are things where those environments in the civilian world aren't built as much as it is required in like the military ranks or DOD or in the government. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just
yeah,
not required as much. Like, hey, I did my little check the box for the 1 year. You know what I'm saying? The 1 year training, check the box, had the people sleep. Other people eating donuts, ain't nobody worried about it. And then we keep pushing because we got to go make money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a
yeah.
different it's a different thought
And
process.
that's
So
why, and then like being in the military, we know, for example, falling asleep on guard duty is a federal offense.
mm,
You know,
not good.
and it's it's that way because of the ramifications that can be can happen from you falling asleep on guard duty. I mean, and like I said, when I was in Afghanistan, I mean, I can't tell you how many times they've caught soldiers sleep on guard duty. You
Mm,
know, and it's only a matter of time before you know Taliban, whoever, breaches because okay, these cats asleep,
right.
in a guard tower. So, and like you said, but a lot of times it's the generation. A lot of times it's younger generation. That's a lot of the soldiers at this generation didn't come into the military to fight for their country.
Right.
And I understand. I mean, a lot of them just came in and get that college money. They was promised to, hope and a dream, and a lot of them wasn't expecting to go down range.
Right.
So when
Right.
they go down
Understandable.
range, it's like, oh crap, yeah. So, but yeah, that's man, and that's what I want to talk about today, man. I wanted to definitely kind of speak on that and give a little um, just give a little, outline on how I felt about that situation.
Yeah, that was a really tough one. For myself, I got something a little lighter, little more little light on the table. We didn't want to stay in the deepness of that. And like I said, condolences to their family and whatnot that lost their child. But I wanted to bring up male birth control, man. I saw this thing online. It said male birth control 99% success in mice. And it's like a pill. Like they talking about how the male pill and whatnot. Throw the pop the pill, boom, you good, right? But this is my question, yo. Is it weird that mice balls is the same as human balls? Like, I'm just asking you, isn't that strange? Is that weird that they like 99% that mice balls is good than like human balls and they the same thing? Like, I mean, that's what I mean. I just thought that was odd, right? Like we running with the mice joint. I'd rather have had like a monkey do it because it's like, all right, well, cool. You know what I mean? At least they did like arm, leg, some thumb stuff. But they said mice balls, and that's what they testing on, and that's close to human balls. So what you think about that? I just thought it was weird.
Man, first of all, that caught me all the way off guard.
I mean, I thought it was strange. I thought that's weird.
I never really thought we was gonna have a conversation about mouse balls, but because you really can't. If you get a girl pregnant, you can't be like, "Hey, would have worked on the mouse balls." Hey, so you know what I'm saying?
You be like a mouse
that
can't
be, that can't be your excuse. You know what I'm saying? Mickey ain't get a chick pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, am I supposed to be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna try that product. It worked on mouse balls." Like, I don't know. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't get that. Like, I would have cut that out of the article that it works on 99% of mice. I don't know what that means.
It was like, hey, nut is a nut. I don't know.
I have no idea
I
what
don't
that
know,
means.
man. Like,
but I was just, I was trying to figure it out.
How does this pill work? Do you pop it? Like, is it a daily pill?
I guess it's more. It's supposed to be more or less like the female pill. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to kind of cause the reduction of, you know what I'm saying, sperm produced or whatnot from the testes. And then you just go out there and do the thing. And then it says like after 4 to 6 weeks, if you stop taking it, well, this is based on mouse balls. So after 4 to 6 weeks, the freaking the mouse was able to get busy again and produce some little mice. So I guess it'll work on humans. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what that means. Like,
so
I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that means.
I'm a firm believer. I'm gonna let somebody else try things out before I test it out. So somebody gonna have to come to me and be like, "Dog, the mouse ball pills work." Somebody gonna be like, "Bro, get the mouse ball pills."
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I saw the article and I was like, "Yo, this is confusing me because am I supposed to believe in mouse balls? Like, I mean, is they equal? Like, so I don't know." But I thought that was interesting.
I mean, Disney is the happiest place on earth. So they gotta
Mickey must have been on them joints. He must have been on them joints for a while because ain't no little mouses running around.
Yeah, it ain't no little Mickey Mouse. I don't know, bro. I ain't taking them. I'm gonna tell you that now. Just gonna tell you that. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
until they tested on gorillas, nigga. I ain't.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Until you test on the silverback, I'm not. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Right.
So you got anything? You got any other ones, man? I was like, hey.
Oh yeah, your boy, man. We talked about your boy last week.
Are you talking about that one dude, Mr. Ye? Oh, Petey and Ye?
No, talking about Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson, he got "My girl is a lawyer" tattooed on his finger. Talking about Kim Kardashian. Yep. So first of all, let's keep it real. She gonna have another man soon. So
he will be fired quickly.
So now you stuck with one criteria of female to date. Every female you date gotta be a lawyer from here on out.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, that's
like,
crazy.
yeah. Like, why would you tattoo my girl as a lawyer? Like, hey, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Okay, let's keep it 100.
Okay.
We boys. I've known you for a long time.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna keep it 100.
Yes, sir.
Kim Kardashian must get that fire.
It gotta
like,
be.
it
It gotta
gotta be
look.
fire.
The thing is,
The
right?
Kardashians,
You know
period.
what though? I don't know because all the people, like if you go ahead and go down the list of the people, they crazy. Like all of them are not well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it is because the people
It gotta
that
be
we have
fire.
known, they're not well. They were not well before. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
they
don't
ain't
know,
well.
man, because you
Like
got
Ye wasn't well.
you got Kanye, you got Ray J,
Yeah, Ray
you
J ain't
got
well.
Tristan Thomas,
Ain't
huh?
well.
But then you got what's the dude, the basketball player? Chris something.
Yeah, he got up out of there. Chris Humphries, he got up out of there.
Yeah, Chris Humphries.
He was like
So my
not
thing is
well.
this. But yeah, because even their father or their stepfather, he
Yeah,
turned to a whole
not
female.
well. That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about this while we on this subject. How do you turn into a female, but then you date females? I don't get it. Like
It's a way.
you turn
Look,
into a whole female, but now you got a girlfriend. Like my girl got a girlfriend. Like what the hell is going on? It's like
but
what?
my question is he still straight though?
Yeah.
Like what do you call it? What do you call
He got a girlfriend. He a lesbian. How you?
But is he a lesbian though? Because I mean, like, if he got his, even he went through the whole surgery.
Hey, listen.
Did he go through the whole surgery?
You was a man, became a female, and then became lesbian because you like females. I don't understand the concept. The concept out there is, I don't know. Maybe you want to play dress up.
I ain't trying to figure it out, man. He could have saved money and just been a crossdresser. I don't know. Like, it could have been cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now your kids don't know if they got a 2 moms or a dad. I don't know. I'm on. Like, man, whatever.
Hey, it's
like, yeah. So anyway, so Pete Davidson, his days are numbered. First of all, because he don't make enough money. That's the first thing. You know what I'm saying?
SNL don't play that well. They don't pay that well.
Yeah. He dealing with billionaires. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you get all the Kardashians and Jenners together, they billionaires. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you gotta get your mind right. And he like 3 days away from being unemployed. So you know what I'm saying?
At least that's what he looked like all the time. That's like his regular face. He looked like he 3 days from being fired.
He like he get a stimulus check every 3 months. I ain't gonna lie. He got more money than me. I give him that.
That's true.
But,
facts.
Yeah.
Got more money than me.
I don't like any stimulus check though. I'm good.
Yeah, my man is not all I can say is that, in that situation, it just seems like they're not that their type is not well. You know what I'm saying? It's not been like, man, they going with a stand-up, well-educated, squared away.
Yeah.
Like I'm on my thing, like I'm doing my deal. Like that's never been a person that you've seen them with at all. All the people not well. You be like, counseling is needed for every single one of them people.
So Tristan, let's talk about that since we on the Kardashian subject.
No.
Tristan, this chick tried to get him to pay $47,000 a month in child support.
Got you.
I'm like, what did this kid eat? And what kind of shit did he eat for $47,000 a month? Like, I don't ever want to be in that situation. Like, I gotta pay $400 a month child support. I think it's high in the mud. So $47,000? Like what?
I don't know what they like.
I don't get
that at that point, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm taking custody of all of them. Like I'll be like, nah. So if it could be cheaper for me to take custody, pay a daggone freaking babysitter or something, and be like, I'm on the road, but they gonna be here at the babysitter. I ain't paying that person $47,000. I'll pay one person $47,000 to watch my kids, and then they just eat off of whatever. And I'll be like, all right, cool.
Hey,
Like that's insane.
real talk. I'm gonna keep 100. I watch his kids for $30,000.
He can come stay
Right.
in the extra room for like 15.
Hey, bro.
Like I was like, all right, cool, man. We good.
Drop the kids off. I got them.
That's not a
You ain't gotta drop them off. I go get them for $30,000. Or fly go get them kids.
I'll drive across country. You be like, hold up. All right, cool, man. I'll be there, man. Hey, I may need an extra.
My taxes for $30,000 a month. I got these kids. You good?
Yeah, you be like, I need an extra G because gas went up. But hey, man, it's good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Nah, $30,000 a month. You good, player?
Oh shoot, cool. Man, that's crazy.
Cool. 36 million. I mean, 3.6 million a year. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. But I got one more for you. I got one more for the news of the week, man. Saw this little thing. It said a Indiana senator claims that states should have control over things and make laws over things like interracial marriage. So I was confused because that was a thing, and I was confused due to the fact that I thought that was already. I thought marriage between a man and a woman was the thing. And then like everybody, the folks is trying to have the, hey, same sex deal, whatever. That's a newer thing, right? But the interracial part, I thought that was already done. Like we did that. And I'm mainly the only reason that was a thing, it was black and white. Like ain't nobody care if it was like Brazilian and Puerto Rican or like nobody cared about anything else. It was just dark and light. Yeah. That's really where they was worried about anything, because you could have had an Italian with a Colombian, nobody would have said anything. They'd be like, okay, whatever. But it's really that black and white situation that was going on, and I thought that thing was already squared away. But he was saying that the states should have a choice in that, like now. And I'm wondering, what state do you think would have a law against interracial marriage?
Mississippi.
Mississippi been on this show a lot, man.
Yeah, Mississippi. What?
It's like
Mississippi. Whoever the senator be like, what? Oh, what? Interracial? Oh yeah, I'll go for it all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of too many mixed kids in Mississippi right now.
They canceled it quick. They be like, yo, we changing that joint. I wonder if if the whole South would just be like, all right, we about to Jim Crow joint again.
Yeah, it's like real talk right now, Mississippi will be like all for that. They be like, what? Heck
yeah, that'd be interesting. I just wonder. I wonder how many states would. I wonder how many states would do it. Like it's weird, just because of course you got the whole. I mean, right now everybody very separate in their beliefs and don't want to have any type of. I'm saying, everybody just working together on anything. So I really wonder what. Like I would kind of like want to like see. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of. I saw this comedy joint that Robert Wood Jr. said. He was like, if everybody gets rid of the Confederate flag, he's like, how we gonna know who the bad people are? And I was like, I mean, that's a good point. Like you be like, well, man, how we gonna know? How we gonna know who the bad people? Who I gotta stay away from if the Confederate flag is banned? And you be like, oh, that kind of makes a point. You be like, all right, I'm gonna make sure I stay away from that neck of the woods if that's taking place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now you got to sneak up on somebody.
So that would be a telling.
Not know you was a redneck.
That'd be a standard thing. Is if they do, you be like, okay, well, I know I'm gonna stay up out of Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? They don't do the interracial. We know that. That's a deep dive into the psyche. So you just have those states that have those problems, and you be like, well, I know I ain't gonna be up in there. So it's all good.
Yeah.
You know,
Mississippi and Alabama, 2 places that you don't need to be.
See, but you know what's funny though? I bet they football teams be trash. They football teams and they basketball teams be horrible.
Yeah, terrible. Yes, you can't even say Roll Tide no more.
They be straight garbage. You be like,
Yeah,
oh
you know what
man,
I'm
that's
saying?
tough, man. It was like you can't. I mean, it'd be
But it's
pretty
funny
tough,
because that's how races are. Races are racist until to the black person's beneficial. You know what I'm
man.
saying? So they might be they might be a Dallas Cowboy fan. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
They might be a Dak Prescott fan. You know
Got
what
you.
I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that's as far as it goes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, well,
don't come to the
the
crib though.
person,
Don't come
yeah,
to the
a
crib.
little too far now. Hey, quick, real quick. It's a friend of mine when I was in the army. It's kind of funny. He was from Library, Pennsylvania, and he had never seen black people in person until he came in the army. Like
Hmm.
I guess there was no black people in the Library, Pennsylvania.
That sounds like a
So
place that black people wouldn't visit.
yeah, Library. He ain't never, the words have never been said in life. I'm from Library, Pennsylvania. So we were at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So he gets there, he's my roommate, man. He was just, you know how white people who ain't really been around black people, they so accommodating. He's like, hey
Yeah.
man, he was just so happy to be around a black person. Well, anyway, long story short, to get to the next segment, we go to the club and he meet this black girl that turned his world out. Like she turned his world out. End
Gotcha.
up proposing to her. And so at the wedding, his grandmother came to the wedding. And so I'm the best man at the wedding, right?
Oh,
His
dude.
grandma told me, this is funny. This is how you knew she was racist, but it was funny that he said it. She told me, she said, don't be alarmed. I have colored people at my house all the time. So I'm like, what?
Yo, if you say color, dog, if you say
So listen,
color,
so she told me I have colored people at my house all the time. And you know I'm a fool. So I asked her what color. I was like,
yo,
well, what
dog.
color? You know what I'm saying? She could do never laugh,
Yo,
but I'm like, that is too
yo,
funny. If you know
that's
how many black people you come to your house,
yo,
yeah, you're right.
that's the
You
crazy.
got bored somewhere that you checking off. Oh, whoa. That's 5 right there. That's
You
my
know
limit.
how
5 a
hard,
month.
my man had to fight to be able to marry that girl, man. That
Oh
dude
my
was
God. Hey.
he didn't realize his family was racist. He didn't realize until he was like, hey,
What?
mama, look at
Man, the
Shaniqua. And then
tension,
it was like, oh my God, they lost their
bruh.
mind.
The tension in that church, dog, you could cut with a knife. It was black people on one side and white people on the other side. And this is like in 2000. So I think it had to be
Yo, that's
99,
funny.
98, something like that.
Yeah, that's
But
funny.
the tension you could cut with a knife in this church.
That's amazing. That's
Man.
amazing.
And
In
me
front
coming
of
from this
in front
country,
of
I'm like, whoa,
God.
that's like, man, it's like this black girl is from a little small town, Oklahoma, that was still a little bit segregated,
Yeah.
but
She
she
made
might
it
have
to the
white.
other side of the
But
tracks.
she turned him out. He had his first taste of caramel. It was over for him. He's ready to lose his virginity and everything. He's like,
It was
well,
like Harlem Nights. It was like
yeah, you
Harlem
know what I'm
Nights.
saying?
He's like, hey,
Yeah,
sunshine, I ain't coming
put your
home.
mom on the phone. Put your mom on the phone. I ain't never coming home. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh man,
All
that's what it
right,
is, man.
man.
Yeah,
It's wild out
Mississippi,
there.
bro.
It's wild out there in them streets. Well, all right, man. We're gonna move on to the music of the week. I did the deep dive, the dive of the deep, all up in this music game. And it was pretty good out there. It's pretty good out there in the music game. So we had a good amount of music that had come out. So these are our hip hop releases for the week of March 26th.
Okay.
So pretty much goes from the 22nd to the 26th. Had some really good stuff that came out. On the 22nd, we had my man from Tribe Called Quest. Rest in peace. We got Fife Dog. It's got that New York boom bap. So got some stuff like Busta Rhymes is on there, Red Man's on there. So they had some really good stuff on there. It was really had good listen. What's up?
Was it a tribute?
No, it's actually some of his older some of the stuff that he did solo. So it actually has Fife on there and he's spitting with some of the guys, and it's some nice boom bap New York style, so it was really good. You got Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry. Boom bap trap backpack. My personal opinion. I mean, her Denzel Curry. I'm not too up. This has actually been a thing where I've been gaining a lot more respect for some of the artists that are out there as I'm going through these new releases and seeing some of the techniques and the styles that they got. Denzel Curry with this album, to give you my honest opinion, it was all over the place. As of lyrics and stuff, I mean, he was straight with the lyrics, but his production and beat selection, it was so random that it made the album. It wasn't like a cohesive story of what you're trying to do
Okay.
with the album. So it was kind of all over there. Then we got Lotto, aka Mulatto,
Mm-hmm.
777, straight trap, strip club, turn up, put it on, be like, find a lady with legs and backside to do wonderful dances. That's what this that's what this
That's
that's
how
what
Lotto
this
rolls.
music is. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
be getting
yeah.
popping. She did have a
Get
nice
your
song on
dollars
there.
ready. Get
It
your
has
dollars ready.
yeah, it
You know
has
what
some
I'm saying?
nice little songs on
Look,
there. Even though
yeah.
it's trap, even though
Get your
it's trap,
get your
it
strip
does
club
have
dollars ready. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
get
Even
up with it. Go with
even though
it.
even though it has some trap on there, she did have production that had like hip hop elements, you know what I'm saying, as of
Okay.
using samples from previous songs. So it did have a couple songs in there that had some nice like previous samples or previous cadence from songs from the 90s, 80s, 90s. So and there's one
Okay.
on there that I did have for one of my selections that everybody should get to. You got Key Glock, it's trap. It was a deluxe that came out, had like 30 songs on it. It was music. You know what I'm saying? You got Kilo Kish, American Girl, very R&B electronicals type stuff. So it was out there just like you should be at the get you some Kim lights, you know what I'm saying, and get it popping type
Okay.
thing. Then you got my man Buddy. Now, Buddy, that's a buy right there. Super
Yeah.
super ghetto, nice. It feels like it's a mixture of Andre 3000 and Childish Gambino. That's the
Okay.
song. That's an album right there that I was like, I would get that for sure. You got
Nice.
Coffee,
Okay.
R&B, Jamaican, got that little
I like
reggae
coffee.
to it. It's dope. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So her songs is really nice. You got Fana Hughes, R&B. That's another choice. Very well done. I was enjoying the vibe that she had for her songs. Larry
Okay.
June and Jay Worthy, West Coast. They was throwing dubs up, straight giving you that 70s, 80s funk. You know what I'm saying? So we
Okay.
had a lot of like almost pure samples from that 70s, 80s funk with a little, like the 80s type of piano in there, how they used to do it. Really good. And then you got Nego there at the bottom. And that's got uh Neptunes all over it. Pharrell's on there a few times, Pusha T's on there, Clips on that joint.
So
So
there
they
you
had
go.
some they had some good little setup on there. So I was really happy about listening to that one as well. So those are really good ones. Those are the ones that came out. And then here we go. We got our choices for the mid catch up selections. That Fife Dog 13 songs, my favorite, Nutshell Part 2, that featured Busta Rhymes as well as Redman on there. Got that
Okay.
Lotto, 13 songs, good deal. That Sleep Sleep had a sample from Do or Die on that joint. It was rock.
What?
I like that Do or
Okay.
Die Chicago, you know what I'm saying? So it had a sample from Do or Die, and I was like, yeah, I'm
Okay.
feeling that. You got Buddy, that super ghetto. My favorite was Black 2. Very good concept song. Was enjoying it. Like I said, he was right in my wheelhouse with having that Childish Gambino, that Andre 3000 feel to it. You got that Fana Hughes, that Bad, really good song. I enjoyed that vibe. And then you got Nego and that More Tonight, which had what's my man's name on there? Mr. Day and Night. He had a couple songs with him on
So
there, and
Kid
they
Cudi.
actually he had the song before that with
Kid
Kid
Cudi.
Cudi, but this one
Okay.
has it was Teragashi. it was like Teragashi Duo or Teragashi Team or something was on this song, which is a more upbeat joint. It kind of got in my vibes. I was feeling it. So those are the ones that I looked at, that I listened to, that I was feeling the vibe on. If y'all see these songs out there, hit them up on Amazon, wherever you get your music from. But those are the ones of the songs that came out this week that I was like, hey, those are go getters. So I really appreciate all that, and those were good ones, and you should check those out for sure.
I read something on Lotto that Lotto got a song that's gonna come out with Mariah Carey coming up soon.
Okay, nice. That was
supposed to be
good stuff.
She confirmed something on Instagram. I was reading that she about to do a joint with Mariah Carey. So that's a legend. That's a legendary move right there.
Yeah, that's it right there. You can't go wrong with a little falsetto. She be in the rafters with that joint. So it's it's serious. It's really good business.
Doubt.
Also after the music of the day, guys, what I'm saying, we've been on here for 2 episodes. We've been trying to give y'all what y'all can with just us 2. But and like we told y'all before, we want to make sure that we're putting light on professionals, and we also want to make sure that we're putting music together. We're finding out what professionals do, like how does music touch them, even in their professional settings, even in settings that they're not really able to kind of let their light out in there. And it feels weird to be like, yo, I'm about to listen to this Dre while I'm doing some accounting. A little different, but hey, we want to find these people and see what really moves them and pops them and moves them forward. And right now we're getting ready to bring in a person I've known for a while. Luckily, he did not take those mouse pills, and I was able to arrive. I was able to arrive. I broke through.
We didn't get no verification.
I broke through that on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. So
you can't verify they work.
So but I want to introduce my blood. This is my pops, my dad, retired Rear Admiral Norman Hayes. We're gonna welcome you to the podcast. Welcome. How you doing today, Dad?
I'm doing fantastic, guys. Thank you very much for having me on. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to our conversation. I had a chance to hear everything else beforehand. And you guys are really popping it down, laying down some interesting subject matter. I must admit, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry sometimes. But, I just said, well, I'm going to hang on because I know it's going to be good, whatever it is. So, congratulations on your podcast. Great to be able to hear it. You guys are, I think, hitting your stride as you're going forward. So only being your 3rd podcast, this is really nice. Get a really nice vibe from it.
I appreciate that.
Definitely appreciate it. Yep, definitely appreciate it.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and since I know you a little bit, I do have some questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Rajim, since he doesn't know you that well, I'm gonna let him go ahead and start out with the first question.
How you gonna put me on blast with the first question?
You want me to go ahead? Look, I can go ahead. Look, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead. So all right, pops. Here we go. So what, like, as
I want
you
you
were
to loosen
growing
up
up,
for me.
you gonna hit him with the hard hitters? Hard hitters.
Yeah, hit him with.
Okay.
Is this good DJ, bad DJ, or what? What's going on?
So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start off this. So, like, as you were growing up, you know what I'm saying, I know kind of like your story of moving around a lot when you were younger and things of that nature. So, like, during that time, like, what was like your biggest influence in music as you were growing up? And I know you were touching different parts of the country and things like that. And you could elaborate on kind of a little bit of that background of you growing up, and what was like the music that, if you were in the car and was on the radio as you were going to another place, like what was the tunes that were on that kind of gave you a good feeling as you were going down the highway and whatnot?
Yeah. So, as you gave a really nice background, because there was a significant difference in the music across the United States, even more so than it is today, because now music really permeates across. But in the years that I was growing up, you really had music that sort of centered in the South, centered up north, Chicago, across to New York, and then music out west. And even though they may have come from artists, there were different songs that really struck a chord in every one of those places. And then there were songs that you never got a chance to be able to hear unless you went to a different part of the United States and heard those songs. And I mean, this was all the way up deep into the 70s when music, sometimes never got out of the South, where they were popping and jamming down there. When you went down there, you go like, I never heard that song before. And you're listening to everything that you could get your hands on in terms of Black music, but it never reached outside of that. And it was really sort of a different and unique situation. But, during that period of time, you always stayed sort of mainstream, because it wasn't until, timing and really got big. I'll say MC Hammer, when MC Hammer was selling CDs that he had cut out of the trunk of his car, and his music all of a sudden spread because everybody says, hey, man, you got to go hear what MC is putting out. And all he was doing was selling them out of his car, which then was the first real instances I remember where an individual was selling stuff out of his car and all of a sudden made the big time and really made a pop. Now, there probably were others before that, but he was the one that really did, because he went nationwide and everybody was loving his music. But before that, it really didn't get there because there weren't a lot of people selling stuff out the back of their car, even though they may have been, that really had a solid beat that, transcended across America all the time. There were really very strong and very, very good artists who were, in a niche. And as you went from the 60s to the 70s, that music was in that niche, and they were they were confined, to certain genres. And if you didn't cross that barrier, if you didn't get a chance to be able to listen to that radio station, you may not ever have a chance to be able to hear the music. But so as in my years, it was always that time, and through junior high school to high school and then getting into college, it was the staples that were really Black music, and it's like, the Miracles and the Dells and the Stylistics and all of those groups during that period of time were the ones that, you coalesced around. And then others popped up, as you started getting into the 80s. And then that music, even though it had acceptance in the 60s and 70s, it wasn't something that, really exploded. I mean, you had James Brown getting on American Bandstand, right? That was really sort of unique, or the Ed Sullivan Show, or the Supremes coming on the Ed Sullivan Show, and that was like, whoa, this is, every Black person in the United States was watching TV that night, because that was unusual to have a nationwide show where Black entertainers had an opportunity to perform. So, we were in that place as it moved along, and that was sort of a time of explosive growth of Black music. And it really crossed that barrier that had sort of been there before. Even though, hey, people love, music by Black artists, it didn't really cross the whole barrier. And it really started making a difference. And I will tell you that hip hop music was one of the things that just drove a semi truck through the barrier, and I remember I was in the store one day. I was probably in my 40s or something like that. And I'm was standing behind a couple of ladies. They were in line. They were white ladies in line. And they were about my age. And one of them said to the other one, she goes, because there was a magazine on there, and the picture on the cover of the magazine was Kid and Play was on the cover of the magazine. And she looked over and she goes, oh, wow, Kid and Play. Man, I love them. They are freaking awesome, baby. You should dance to their music all the time. And that sort of, I was sort of surprised. I said, what? you knew about Kid and Play, and you were dancing to the music. So, internally, I went like, wow, that is really unique. But that music, was almost a rebellious kind kind of music.
Very rock and rollish, and how it came
about. It was rebellious and it touched a huge portion of the alternate population of music, those others that you sometimes wouldn't think that they would be interested in that music to the degree actually were. And so it was that hip hop, that music that started that rhythm that everybody all of a sudden found something, whatever they ended up finding in that music, and allowed them to be able to say, yeah, I'm crossing that barrier because that appeals to me. It touches me. I love dancing to it. I love the way it has that heavy beat on it. And, and it gets into their system. So a lot of that, I think, is really part of it. And that's the time frame in which I grew up. And as I was going through those formative years. So, back in the day when I was 8 years old, just a quick quote, when I was 8 years old and we go on the weekend to the center, as we called it, in Las Vegas, and it was a rec center, and they'd have dances going on there playing music. And that's where everybody went in on, Saturday night, and we went and did nothing but danced all night long. Music would just continue playing, boom, 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 and everybody just danced until they couldn't dance anymore, and then they went home, all sweaty. And so from that, was the sort of the beginning of really getting into music. That's my first real, process of getting into music, listening to Little Richard, listening to whoever was during that time frame. James Brown was huge, and those were the ones that sort of continued to pull me through that whole thing until we ended up, getting into college and the things we did.
Right. So, so being, being a naval officer in the field that you were in, knowing that, just being an officer in general, but then also being in the field that you were in, it was very limited. I mean, we talked about this, very limited amount of melanin that was happening in those areas. You know what I'm saying? It was very light in those areas. So like, being one of the only Black officers in your career field, do you think that affected like the listening of certain music and things around your coworkers? Like, because I know that, like, hey, if I'm at work and I get in a vibe and I'm about to do like some admin stuff or something like that, it's a little different now. I may be able to pop on YouTube and my coworkers will know what the music I'm talking about. Shoot, I got younger coworkers that'll be like, that's old, this is stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm the old man now. Right. But it's like at your time to be able to like, hey, I just want to feel comfortable and put the work in, and I'm going to jump on this, computer typewriter, whatever was happening at the time, and go like, hey, I want to get in a mood to be able to work or relax or whatever. And I happen to be at the workplace. Was there a situation where you had to kind of change more what you would really listen to around people?
No, and that's a really good question. That's really a thoughtful question, Lofton. Which is surprises the heck out of me. Just
oh, look at that! Hit me with the low blow. Come on, man. Come on.
Hey, you know how I am. I can't help it when somebody leaves.
You can say that. You can say that not on the show, but you're gonna put it on the show now. Come on now.
I love you, son. I love you. Okay, just always remember that. Regardless of what I say, I love you. So no, I'm just kidding. But but it is. That's a great question because you're in the situation that I was in my career field. I was an intelligence officer. Wasn't very many, African Americans or Chinese or Japanese or Asians or whatever or Hispanics in naval intelligence. The numbers were really small. Officer corps and enlisted. I mean, both sides. So but the idea of, are you going to change yourself because of the environment that you're in and change the things you like? Or are you going to be yourself and say, hey, those around me, if they respect me, if they like the way I think, not the kind of music I listen to, then do they then accept that music as part of who you are? And I sort of made it a for me, it was always, I'm always going to, listen to the music that I enjoyed. And in my life, I went through a number of different iterations. In other words, it wasn't a straight line. I just like this kind of music. I over time went literally everywhere, and anything that felt good to me. And I said, wow, I like that. I like the lyrics. I like the way the sound is. I like the way the beat is. Then, I would say, wow, maybe I need to listen to more of that. So I didn't stay static in what I was thinking in my music selection, but I never moved away from my roots in music, always in Black music, always looking at Black artists as part of it, and knowing that that's where my roots were located. And that stayed with me, throughout my life. But I would move during that time, I would move to different genres of music and say, wow, I sort of like that artist, or I like this particular artist, and they may be something way off and, to the left or to the right, or, lower or upper. It didn't make any difference. But I never, when I was listening to music, and I was doing it like, hey, let me throw some music on in my office or, in the space, and would say, well, I'm not going to play this kind of music because the people around me may not like it or understand it. That wasn't for me to do. That wasn't something that I thought that was necessary for me to do. It was like, hey, this is the music I like. This is the music I'm going to play. And I never did that against anyone else and saying, man, what the heck are you playing? Turn that mess off. I would never say that to anyone. Disrespectful, even if they were junior to you. You might walk up and say, what is that? Right. What are you listening to, son? And they go like, wow, I never heard that before, and I hope I don't never hear it again. Keep playing it, and walk away. And because you want to respect who they think they are, who they feel that they are, and what motivates them to get things done. Right. It's not trying to motivate me, in that regard. They're trying to motivate themselves by what they're listening to. And I wanted to try to be able to say, okay, I'm going to be wide enough in my thought to be able to say, wow, that's really interesting, man. I didn't know the Wiccans had music. Okay, it's okay, got it. Yeah, as part of it.
Stand out of it. They may turn you into a frog. You don't know what's happening over there.
Yeah, exactly right. You don't want to be too crazy. You be riveting around here. Rivet. What happened to the boss? I don't know.
You missing that Wicked.
You could actually have mouse balls. It may be a thing.
Exactly right. Hey, you never know. Stuff shrink up and you be like, uh-oh, I made a mistake and I don't know if I can recover.
Stay away from the mouse.
You really want to make sure.
So, Mr. Hayes.
Yes, sir.
I spent, first of all, man, thanks for being on. My respect for you and everything, man. It's incredible that you have accomplished so much in your career. I mean, in and out the military. Talking to you, I've known your son for about 20 years now. And great guy. And like I said, it says a lot for who he is from meeting you, and knowing that the background he's come from. I currently, and there's a question coming. So I currently work. Well, let me say not currently because I just switched back over to the Army side. So I'm a cybersecurity engineer for PEO Strive for the Army now. But for the last 2 years, I worked on the Navy side, and I worked at a Navy location here at in Orlando. Like I won't put a lot of information out there, but I worked at a Navy installation here in Orlando. So what I did notice, and it's something that a lot of Black people notice, is that so they have a hall, and I think it's a hall of, I think admirals, I think it is, or something other. And this hall that we go down has many faces, but every single face, and I say maybe 50 to 60 faces on this wall, there's not one black man on this wall. And it was always something that, came to mind. I'm like, man, why isn't there not, one black man on this wall? And so, because being Army, you see a lot of black faces. And so I guess my question is, with the Navy, did you ever feel like, I know, of course, you're a minority, but did you ever feel like your accomplishments in the Navy were, I guess, achieved at a higher level because of your skin color? Like in a sense of, I know I got to make this happen because I'm black in the Navy, Yeah. And I know, like, at that level that you're at, first of all, you're a very smart man. So did you have a lot of hiccups? I guess is what I'm getting at with you, as far as on your journey through your career at the level that you retired at.
Yeah. So, I always try to make sure people understand that my journey was really different than most individuals' journey. And I talking about the 60s and the 70s and so forth. And I went in, when I went into the Navy, I think I had, you end up saying, I got the code, I got the cheat code. And partially I did have the cheat code because I moved so many places. I went to so many different schools. I went to so many different schools around all kinds of people that, I had to adjust rapidly. I don't know if Lofton mentioned to you, but, I went to 24 different schools. All right. When I was growing up, that's kindergarten through 12th grade. And I went to 6 different high schools. All right. So that is quite a number. And the cheat code is how do you work inside the environment that you're in? And because of all those experiences, it became much easier for me to work inside those environments. It wasn't a idea of, I was able to adapt rapidly to changing environments as I got into them. And, and as I came into the Navy, it was no different than, being in the outside world. The Navy, the biggest difference in the Navy is that I would say that the acceptance of me with my peers was, in most cases, sort of automatic. All right. Because if it's one thing that your peers will note pretty quick, is that if you're smart or you're dumb. All right. They'll notice that real quick. So I wasn't a dummy. All right. And so that came across very quickly. And so from a peer perspective, they accepted that. They go like, oh, wow, pretty smart guy. And so that works out well. So, we got a smart guy in our midst. This is good. We can all, all of us gather around together and be smart together.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily how it fits when people are senior to you. Okay. Because they go in with a already idea of, oh, this is a black guy. He's dumber than I am. All right. That's the senior people are senior to you, because they don't work with you every day. They don't talk to you. They just see you every now and again. And their total idea is that, oh, this guy is actually dumber than I am. They don't even know you, haven't talked to you yet, but that's the black guy over there, and it's one black guy, and there's 25 other officers. And that's not, and that ratio was about right. 1 to 25, 1 to 50. All right. Within the intelligence community. So, and I mean, any minority, 1 to 25 or 50, 1 to 50s, actually, when the numbers, when you play all the numbers out. So the idea is that the senior people, they haven't ever experienced having a black person, or any minorities. And so when you're in there, the automatic deal for them is that, well, if you're in this job, somebody gave this job to you, you didn't earn this job. That was the first thing. And no kidding, it is absolutely like that. It was absolutely like that for me all the time. And so, getting back to what part of your question is that, you actually do have to perform at a higher level than your peers. All right. If you're not performing at a higher level as your peers, then, you weren't going to get past it. You weren't going to, pass the test to be able to do that. Yeah. So how important is that to be able to get to where you are when, to make admiral or whatever the case may be, if that's a goal, or admiral or general? I will tell you that every Black, Hispanic, Asian senior officer, almost without fail, that I would talk to and ask them about this, they will always all say the same thing. They were always working harder than their peers in every case to achieve what they achieved. And in some instances, timing is everything. So, there was no one else before me that had the type of career that I had that would end up putting me in a position that makes it almost impossible not to make flag officer. Okay. And so that was the type of career I had. So in other words, I went into many different situations, and each and every one of those situations, I didn't try to be Black. I just tried to be better than the guy that was before me. All right. That's all. I didn't care about being Black. I cared about, hey, I'm better than that guy. And it doesn't make any difference, because I could see coming in the door that, man, that guy made all kinds of mistakes. And I never followed a Black guy in any job that I had in the Navy. So there was not, I didn't turn over with a Black guy in any job that I had in the Navy during my 31 years in the Navy. All right. So I was always following someone else. And you could always walk in and go like, wow, this guy has really screwed this job up. All I got to do is better than him. That's all I got to do is be better than him. And so when I, got the cheat code, just be better than the guy that was there before you. And you're going to do great because you're going to set a standard that guy couldn't set. You're going to raise morale when that guy left it in a shambles, or a girl. Yeah. And I've never relieved a female officer. So all guys. So that guy left it in a shambles, and you walk in and you make magic happen. Right. So all of those things were in play as I ended up moving throughout my career. And in doing that, it was really important. When you, I don't mean to get off on this, so I'll be quick. When you talk to another Black general or admiral, all right, the first thing you ever talk to them about is, I mean, literally, when you get to sit down and you're going to have a beer or something, and you start talking, we say, hey, man, how's work going? And the first thing is that they go like, man, I am so tired of going to meetings, and I'm the only Black person in the room.
Oh, man.
And I'm serious. You'd be like, yeah, man, I went to a meeting. It was 100 freaking people there, and I'm the only Black officer, admiral, general in the room. And you're like, oh, man. And you just go like, not again. All right. That's the way you feel, because what you want to be able to do is say, hey, there were 10 other Black, admirals there. And it was great going up and talking to them. But that didn't always work so well, because I remember when there were 10 other or 15 other Black admirals in the room, and they're 4-star. And I was a 1-star. And you walk up to them, hey, how's it going, Norm Hayes? You may not know me, blah, 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 blah. I'm Intel guy first, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling them what I am. And they're looking at you because they're a 3 or 4-star. They're big boys. And they're sort of looking at you like, well, that's really nice that you made it this far.
Man.
I hope you do well. I got other places to go by. That's what would happen with 3 and 4 stars, because they were in a different mindset. I'll never talk to Lofton about this, but man, that was hurtful. I just want to let you know that was hurtful when you walk up, introduce yourself, and they should take an interest, because you're just a 1-star. You're trying to be able to get to 3 and the 3 or 4-star if that's your desire, or at least know be part of the fraternity. And they would end up sometimes being dismissive, or you would ask them for help, and what they would tell you, wasn't worth the breath for them to be able to say it to you. It was disheartening in some instances, not being that kind of person that you thought they would be. That, hey, you made 3 stars. What did you do? What other things did you do to be able to help you get to that point? And I mean, so many times, you know, their advice was sort of milk toast. You know, it was really sort of soggy. And what are you feeding me this?
Right.
And I'm not. I understand why they were that way, because of what they had to go through to get to that point.
Right.
And then when you get to that point, and I tell you, Lofton knows this. I left before I made 2 stars. I left. Nobody kicked me out. Nobody told me I had to go. As a matter of fact, my boss told me, hey, Norm, hang on for 6 months, man. You're going to be a 2-star. No problem. You should have already been 1. All right. But I found out that as you get more senior, it's not about the job that you do. It's about the politics of the situation on that board. And I said, okay, I don't want any politics. If you don't think I'm good enough, then the people I'm competing enough to be able to make the next pay grade, all right, then, all right, then let's move on, because now you're putting politics in it as opposed to looking at the capacity and capability of the individual. And I said, I can't fight that. That's a fight that I'm not going to be able to win. You know, when, you know, the person that sat on my board, promotion board, sat on my board, came back and told me, hey, Norm, you should have been promoted. We fought like hell. Myself and the 3-star and the 2-star on the board, as part of that board, said, no, this is the guy we want. This is the guy we want. This is the guy we want. The 4-star, had his person that was also on the same board who was junior to me. Okay. And him say, no, got it. We're going to have this is my girl. This is what she's doing. Blah, 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 blah. And he said, we tried. We fought. We went through the thing like 8 or 9 times trying to convince him that, hey, we get to choose who we want. You don't get to choose who we want. And finally, and I had worked for the guy. All right. But, you know, all of a sudden he became political because the person on the board, I mean, the person that was, you know, competing against me happened to be working for him at the time. And he was like, oh, I can't, you know, it looked bad if I don't make my person become the 2-star, as opposed to, you know, the person that they selected was, hey, she's a good person. Liz Train came behind me at Nimitz, the Navy and Marine Corps Intelligence Training Center. So she relieved me in that particular job. I set her up for all of the things that she was able to do it. I don't care. I'm trying to do my job. I'm not trying to do anything. Oh, Liz, you go come in there. Hey, Liz, I love you. We were good friends. I don't hold anything against her. She wasn't sitting on the board. All right. And so Liz and I were good friends. I said, Liz, you set up. All you got to do is do these things. It's already running. And, you know, you're going to be, she took all the things that I was doing. She did them all. And like I said, and, you know, and she had a chance to be able to make flag officer in a very unique situation. So the idea of this is that, there are specific things that go on. All right. And if you have good, and I'm just talking because it was all white people. So if you have good white people, all right, and they'll tell you truthfully, they'll tell you, I had many senior naval intelligence personnel go like, hey, Norm, before I even got selected, when I was a junior officer, they go like, man, we got the most whitewashed community in the Navy. They would tell you that. They said, we're trying to fix it. You know, so, you know, if we can be able to do that, it would be great, because they had all of this garbage that was in the past, you know, that they were trying to clean out and try to make it better. And when I came along, all right, they saw this person where they said, hey, this is a guy we can promote. Why? Because I had the paper. You know, I had the pieces of paper in my record that said, you know, back starting when I was a freaking lieutenant, it said, promote this young officer to admiral when he is, you know, when he reached that level to be promoted. When I was a lieutenant, all right, in 03. That's what my boss, who was a 2-star and the director of naval intelligence at that particular point in time, wrote on my fitness report. All right. So it started that part. And then every time I had a chance for somebody to say something like that, they said that on my reports. And so, they all of a sudden they said, we found someone that we can promote. I got promoted in 2008. All right. It's 2022. There hasn't been another Black officer in naval intelligence promoted in that period of time.
Wow.
Right. Not because I'm great. It's because they don't give those officers the credibility, all right, in the progression that they have to be able to get selected as they're going forward. They just happen to find someone in me. And by the way, I wasn't looking to be an admiral. I wasn't that was not my thing, man. I walked off the street in Indianapolis, all right, went into the recruiter's office and said, hey, I want to join the Navy. I've been out of university for 5 years. And I said, no, I want to be in the Navy. I can't live out in this other world, the civilian world, and work, because people just didn't have a clue as to, hey, you work hard, you do good, you're, reasonably intelligent, and you just want to move ahead. And I wasn't getting that. I was getting that, hey, thank you very much, go sit in the corner kind of stuff. And I said, I wanted to go someplace where it's a meritocracy, where there's some sort of independent review process of how you're working, so I could be able to have a chance to get better.
Right.
And so that's what drove me into the Navy. So, I was a walk off the street guy who made, admiral in the Navy.
Great. Fantastic.
Man, that's actually, go ahead.
Yeah. Fantastic story. I know we always have conversations about leadership and development and things of that nature. And I just wanted to hear, concisely, why do you feel like your leadership for fellow minority sailors was so important? Because I know you were in charge of the Naval Intelligence School, and of course being on aircraft carriers and things like that. You were walking around and you were mingling with a lot more enlisted personnel that may be minorities, and you just having the rank on, gave them motivation, and you could provide leadership for them. So how important was that for you?
That was in some ways I could say that was everything, not only for minorities but for everyone, but specifically for minorities. I remember when I came aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, and I think I told you this one, Lofton. I think I told you the story. I had to move from Hawaii to Seattle because the ship was located up in Everett, Washington. We had got in the car shipped to Seattle because that's where I was going to be, and then we were going to drive the car across the United States, I think, as part of it. Was that it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so we got there, and we got the car, got it there. I had a whole bunch of stuff that I had brought with me because we flew in to Seattle, and we got there. We're just only going to be there for like 3 or 4 days. I drove the car over to the ship because I had all this garbage that I needed to get on the ship because we were going to be leaving for cruise in 2 weeks. And so I had all the stuff. We pulled up to the pier, and usually you can't drive out onto the pier. All right. But if you ask and you tell them who you are, they'll say, oh, okay, yeah, we'll let you out on the pier, take your car out there, and you can be able to unload the car. So I pull the car up next to the brow to be able to get up onto the ship and let the guys know that I had needed to get some stuff on board. So here's just so I'm trying to set this picture for you. So I'm there at the car, and a couple of Black enlisted guys come off the ship, and they go like, "Hey, sir, what's going on here?" Because a car is on the pier. This is really unusual. And I said, no, I'm the new ship's intelligence officer, and I'm just trying to unload some stuff. And they go like, oh. And one of the guys said immediately, "Oh man, we got a Black officer coming on the ship." Do you understand that? Just having there was no black officers on the ship.
Wow.
Okay. All right. None. Not even junior officers were on the ship. There were no black officers on that ship when I arrived. And just they said, we got not only a black officer, we got a commander.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Wow.
So I was a commander at the time, and you know, and the ship's captain was a captain, so he's a captain, and I was a commander, so I'm one rank below him. And so they then said, shoot, you know, that's awesome. That encouraged them just by having some sort of role model.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on the ship now, you know, so they could be able to say, hey, you know, you understand how things are going, how this is happening, what we need to be able to do, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, and that was a game changer just for them, you know, and then, you know, you had opportunities to be able to see them in the passageway, ask them how they're doing, what's going on. Hey, you ever have any problems? Make sure you let me know. I'll work with you. And just by having an advocate on the ship that they felt that would understand them was vitally important.
Wow.
Just to be the guy, you know, that they could be able to go to. In my group of intelligence specialists and photomates and cryptologists, I mean, this is the group that was under my command, if you want to look at it. As part of it, you know, all of the African American, Black, Hispanic, you know, Asian, you know, they knew that, hey, they had a kindred soul available there to them. And it was imperative upon me to be able to build the environment for everybody so that they could be their best. And if you don't have a person of color, all right, that is looking out for the interest of the people of color and for everybody. So, and the key is that I didn't have to do anything super special for the people of color.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to be fair to everybody.
Yeah.
That in and of itself was the most important, most important thing. I found that out. I go like, oh, wow. All I got to do is make sure I treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
All right. And then opportunities will present themselves for everyone and be able to find it. And always trying to be able to say, hey, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I tell them, I say, I'm looking for the best people. I'm looking for those people that really want to excel. If you want to excel, you will have opportunities to excel.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. But you have to want to excel, because I can't just give you something. All right. But I can sure say that person wants to excel. And all I have to do is then I can push things for you to excel at.
Right.
All right. And that's what you want to do. I want to excel. Hey, I want to excel. I can give you examples of young kids that wanted to excel. Seventh Fleet, I had a young kid come on board. This kid was scary smart. I'm not kidding you. Scary smart. And hey, he made a decision. Hey, I want to go as far as I possibly can, as fast as I can. And I'm willing to put in the time to do it. He came on board and he was graduated number 1 in his intelligence class. If you graduate number 1 in your intelligence class, you know, you're and you're an E2 getting into school, you walk out the door of that school as an E3. You don't take no tests or anything. You number 1 in the class.
Oh, wow.
You gotta make get one pay grade up. Bam. So he comes in he comes to the ship, 7th Fleet in Japan, as an E3. Now, let me tell you, the way this all works out, 6 months later, he was an E5. All right. So he went from, he had only been in the Navy like about a year. So he went from E1 to E5 because there's a certain thing in there. Hey, you do this, you can take, as soon as you make E3, you get to take the E4 exam. You have to understand? You make E3, next exam cycle, you can take the E4 exam. All right. So he goes and he takes the E4 exam. Oh, you're an E4. All right. You make the E4 exam, you go like, wow, okay. So you're going to be eligible for the E5 exam, okay, because you E4 exam. So he goes like study, work, get with the chief. All right, get with the E7s, E8s. Hey, how we do this? What's going on? Being very aggressive about it. Bang, 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 bang. Pass the E5. Smartest was my smartest kid. I go like, that kid is on it.
Wow.
All right,
That's
he
crazy.
was on task because he said, "Oh, you mean if I pass these tests, I'll get it? Oh yeah, you have to." It waives the time and grade. Okay, because they've just waived the time and grade, and then they have to waive the time and grade again, so they can make you eligible. And if you pass the test, and they waive the time and grade again. So he had been around. Grand total, I guess, by the time he got to put on the E5,
right,
18 months in the Navy. He was rolling, man. I was
doing big things, doing big
black
things.
kid. So,
Man,
so
that's
all you have to
crazy.
do is keep, want to be able to do better. There'll be people that'll be around you to help you do that better thing. So,
hey, Dad, we really appreciate you taking your time to come and hang out with us for this new venture that we're doing. I really appreciate you jumping out there and hanging out with us. Go ahead, Roger.
I was gonna say I hit up a couple of my Navy friends, man, and tell them, hey, I need to log in because the man is on right now. Y'all need to be checking Mr. Hayes out right now. I said, we got a 1-star on. Y'all tripping. I was sitting there texting him like, man, hey, my boy's like, hey, I'm gonna log in.
But we really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. I know that you've had a very interesting, a very adventurous, a very globe-trotting life. And we wanted to kind of pick your mind on not only the music that you listened to while you were traveling around the world and things that you had to as of the music that you did with your work, but also we wanted to understand kind of the leadership perspective and the things that you were able to touch people during your career and everything that was going on. I got one more question for you. Got to be 1-word answers. And then we're gonna move on to our top almost 4. So this we got a segment that we call Respect Your Deck, and it's not talking about an aircraft carrier deck. We talking about a tape deck, right? So we're gonna respect your deck. So I got 3 things that I gotta ask you, and it's 1-word answers. Whatever pops in your head first, you got to go ahead and give it to me. So all right, your favorite album?
Temptations, Firefly.
Temptation Firefly. Okay. Favorite song?
Ooh. Yeah, that's a hard one. I think Respect Yourself by the Staples Singers.
Okay. Respect Yourself by the Staples Singers. Everybody that don't know about that, look that stuff up. All right. And then finally, if you have a go-to, your go-to artist that you are putting on, no matter what, over everybody. Who's your go-to artist that's going in the day?
My go-to artist is without a doubt, very easily, is going to be Brian Culbertson. He is a jazz musician. I've seen him in live about 3 times, and he has some incredible music. Puts on a fantastic show, and I love listening to him.
All right, so we got a little jazz in there. We got a little, 60s,
I'll write it down.
R&B on that joint. Yeah, write that down. You may get a whole different vibe. You know what I'm saying? You may have the smoking jacket on with a little bourbon. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Hey, you already hit with the tango. You already got the tango on them. So so we doing that for every guest to come through. We want to respect your deck. What you put in the deck, we want to respect that. So we really appreciate you coming and chilling with us, Pops. Love you. You know what I'm saying? It's been great, and I'm glad that you were able to be our very first guest on the Mint Ketchup podcast. So I really thank you, and I appreciate you all day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, first black Intel Admiral, first black guest on Mint Ketchup. You making history, sir. You making
history. Big for me, man, for real. Because I'm cyber, and look, to meet somebody at this level of intel, oh my God, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had the applaud deck over this side. So since you control me.
Hold up, there we go. Let me give it to you. Be back. The crowd. I said you did.
Yeah, you got to play that back for him again a few times. A little later on when he starts saying something else different. Wait a minute, didn't you say?
All right, hey Roz. All right, it's up to you, man. So all right, we really appreciate you. Love you, Pop.
All right then. Hey, peace out, my friends. Peace out.
Have a good one.
All right.
Have a good one, Dave.
Bye now.
All right, sir.
Man,
thank you again for having for my pops coming on again. That's retired Rear Admiral Norman Hayes. You can look him up on the Google joints. He got pictures and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's legit. And you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's hard because I can't live up to that. He got his picture in the Pentagon. Like, how am I supposed to do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just little old me. Well, actually, I'm doing it better. I'm on the internet, son. Like, all right, but I don't know. I ain't do all that. I'm just trying to, whatever. All right, so now, Rajim, it's up to you, baby, because I had it last time. It's up to you. You got the top almost 4. What is today?
So listen. So we're gonna do the top female R&B. You know what I'm saying?
That R&B though?
R&B. We ain't going hip hop.
Rappers last week. I feel like that was a little easy, but R&B, man, I don't want to touch that with a 20-foot pole, player.
So look, and we're gonna start from the bottom up. All right. And I know some people gonna be mad, but hey,
you starting at 4 or 3?
We're gonna do top 4, almost 4.
Okay, all right. Oh, sometimes we'll have 4, sometimes we won't. So he got number 4.
Number 4. We going with Mariah Carey. We going with Mariah Carey for number 4.
Mariah. Okay. All right.
So, and the reason why
I feel you.
The reason why I picked Mariah Carey, man, because Mariah Carey can switch it up. You know what I'm saying? She switch it up. She timeless. You know what I'm saying? When Mariah Carey, you know what I'm saying? Like even Mariah Carey had beef with Eminem. Like what other females had beef with Eminem?
And she made lyrics on it.
You know what I'm saying? It dropped lyrics on it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Right? And she about what, 55, something like that? And still,
man.
Let's go, Mariah.
She's still Mariah Carey.
You know what I'm saying? Give it up for Mariah, man.
Hold up.
Let me give it up for Mariah.
Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? Mariah Carey. I mean, old boy still talking about he want to get back with her.
Yeah,
I mean, about 29 baby mamas, and he like, yo, that's still the one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit too, and then cancel the man show. But so, you know what I'm saying? The second one coming up from the bottom. Number 3 was kind of a toss up.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It was kind of a toss up, but I'm gonna give her this one, and we're gonna give it to the Queen Bee, Beyonce.
All right. Hey, I got a conversation. About the daggone Queen Bee that I'm gonna put that in one of my lists for next week because we're gonna have
I say because I look at it like this. Beyonce gonna be around for a while.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when we old on deathbed, blah, 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 Beyonce gonna be a legend.
She gonna be our Aretha.
Yeah, exactly. She gonna be our Aretha. You know what I'm saying? And so I give it to her. And like I said, she was on the edge. She was on the edge between, her and somebody else. It was between Beyonce and Toni Braxton.
Is this your number? Is that the number?
It was teetering, but I gave it to Beyonce.
Okay,
so
got you.
I'm gonna take Toni out.
Okay, Toni didn't even make it. All right, then. Okay. I mean, that Spanish guitar would be legit.
We're gonna go
number 2.
We're gonna go to number 2. You know what I'm saying?
Number 2.
And this somebody near and dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I know her. I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But somebody that got me through a lot. You know what I'm saying? My generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm going with Anita Baker. You know what I'm saying?
Anita Baker.
Yeah, because she was calling for the rap.
Hey, Anita was for real, man. Anita's for real.
Anita's voice,
legit.
Man. So listen, Anita's voice, it was different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She did it. She
got
busy. You know what I'm saying?
She got busy, man. She has some soul in that.
Right. She got that range. You know what I'm saying? So I gave it to Anita. You know what I'm saying?
Anita's legit.
Yeah, I gave it to Anita.
She was the Luther Vandross of
what?
Anita Baker's. I don't know. Like they was like the same type of was like it. They was it in the 80s.
Like I said, it's a lot of kids out here was born to some Nita Baker. You know what I'm saying? Was conceived to some Nita Baker. You know what I'm saying?
Nita Baker got him.
So let's go with number one.
Number one.
Is you ready?
You know I don't know, man.
Are you ready?
Here we go.
So, what gets me with this person is, man, because I was and my girl, she love her. You know what I'm saying? For a while, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. For a while, I was like, is she a legend? And then recently, I'm like, so I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
My girl, number one, Miss Good Morning Gorgeous herself, Mary J. Blige. Let's go.
Mary J. Blige.
You know what I'm saying? Scary J. Blige.
Look. Hey. I'm gonna have to.
Hey,
look, I'm just
gonna. If you look at the catalog,
I feel you. Bro. But I mean,
Mary.
Look. This is look. I'm gonna give you this. This is what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you the argument of like LeBron versus Jordan, right? So this is my argument, right? Jordan will not have the points. He will not have the assists. He will not have the rebounds. He has the chips. But then also, how did when the song came on, when Jordan stepped on the floor, how does it make you feel compared to LeBron? How does it make you feel? Do you look at it and go, man, that dude is it? Or do you be like, he's missing something? So that's what I look at when I go, all right, when you go, how does Anita make you feel when the song come on? Do you go like, hey, that's classic and nobody could do it like that? And then you put on Mary J. and do you go classic and nobody could do it like that? Or do you go, somebody could do it better, but she has a vibe?
Hey, I don't know, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Is she Jordan? Is she Jordan or LeBron?
I listen to she Jordan. Because I'll tell you why. First of all, still banging. Let's go in with it. Still banging. You know what I'm saying? Ain't age one. She a vampire. Might well be a vampire. Let's go with it. She a vampire.
I guess you always win if you're a vampire.
Yeah, you always win if you're a vampire. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Come on. What?
I'm just putting it out there, man. You put this your list. I'm just playing devil advocate.
You know what I'm saying? She got the hip hop vibe. She had the R&B vibe. She was the queen of, you know what I'm saying? She's queen of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
She's the Diddy of R&B. You be like, man, she's still
now. I will say this: much as I love Mary, she can't dance for shit.
See.
But, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
stay in your lane. Mary. You just like stay in your lane. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, that's what she had with it. She went a two-step. You know what I'm saying?
She do the hard two-step though. She do the hip hop two-step, not the R&B. Not the R&B two-step.
Hey, that two-step
she hip hop two-stepping though.
But on top of that though, she is like her acting career just took off, man. Yeah. And like I said, I know she's acting for a long time, but she killing it on Power.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, she's doing her thing.
You know what I'm saying? So I will say, and like I said, it is debatable. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all see this on here and y'all don't think that my top four is the top four, hit me with it. Let me know who you think, you know what I'm saying, is, you know what I'm saying, got that fire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Well, that's his. Look. Don't step on me. Make sure you all shots fired. All shots fired at him. Don't shoot them at me. All shots fired at that dude.
Hey,
it ain't me at all, dog.
Somebody put yo-yo.
Don't play with my yo-yo. Yo. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? She a rapper though. That ain't it.
Hey, but still, I don't know. I know one song by Yo-Yo. That's it. I don't know.
I feel you. Well,
so I hope people saying yo, just saying.
Something they better figure it out, man. Don't be putting comments in there that's just trash and we can't figure it out. Like put something in there that means something, and we trying to do our thing.
What Mary J
You know
say?
what I'm saying?
Like sweet morning dew at the
He was like, what? I mean, she from New York, man. How many people in the city seen Sweet Morning Dew? Ain't it concrete everywhere? I'm just saying. Nobody know what's going on. Nobody know what's going on. But we got one. Yeah, we got you know, so that was right there. You know what I'm saying? The almost top 4 RAdm session.
Oh,
so he giving it to you.
Real quick. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. Almost top 4. Oh, he just said he'd like to say hi. That's all. My bad.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Well, welcome.
I was about yo-yo. I'm like, no.
Hey, man. I'm glad that you up in here. We really appreciate you coming to visit. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's on YouTube, all the people that's on Facebook, hit us up right now for this Saturday right now at 6 p.m. It's just a one-time thing. Normally, we're going to be on Sundays, 3 p.m., giving you all the insight, giving you some professionals that are, you know what I'm saying, giving us their music vibe and what they feel. And in addition to that, we got, you know what I'm saying, super duper famous daggone author over here. So we're going to give you a little something. We got a little commercial for you, give you a little something and a little vibe that's happening with my man over here, RAdm. So go check this out. All right, so make sure you go pick up that book, Coma, by my man RAdm Huey, right there on the other screen. He on the other side. He on this side. He on that side right there. Go get that joint. It's at Amazon and all the places you can get daggone books and all the other junk. You know what I'm saying? It's a great deal. You know what I'm saying? Great book, quick read, give you some insight, make you think about your life and all the other good stuff and everything that's going on. So we really appreciate that you guys have come, hung out, kicked it right here with us on the Mid Ketchup podcast. We really appreciate you. You can find me at Lofton_Hayes MKP on Twitter. You can find me at Hayes Adonis on Instagram. And then, you know, I'm just on there, Lofton Hayes, find me. Well, you got to be my friend. But you can hit us up on the Mid Ketchup daggone Facebook page. So hit that up as well. You know what I'm saying? Where can they find you, RAdm?
Follow your boy. He's the author on Twitter. He's the author on Facebook. He's the author on Instagram. Go find the author, man. He's the author at all your favorite platforms, man. Then you can find us on Mint Ketchup. Check us out. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Man, listen, we just getting started, bro, but this is going to the top. And we're going to take y'all with us, no doubt.
We really appreciate y'all come hanging with us. We love y'all. Come see us. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, all that junk, click, bang, pow, all that other stuff. Buck. We're going to throw some gunshots for y'all. We got the invisible audience loves us. So we're going to hit this joint and we up out of here. So we see y'all next Sunday, 3 p.m. We're gonna be out here. We have another guest that's coming on. It's gonna be we're gonna be here talking about cybersecurity. We're gonna be on here talking about daggone Bitcoin and all that other stuff. So if you want some information about crypto and all that jazz, we got somebody that's gonna be bringing that information for you. So I know it's all out there and people don't know what's going on. So we're gonna try to get y'all some knowledge, and that's what we on here. And plus, we're gonna ask some questions about, hey, when you cryptoing, what type of music you listen to when you crypto? So we're going to hit that up. We're going to find that out with some good crypto music. So we're going to find out that as well. So I appreciate you, Roz. I will see you next week. Always. And we out this mud. Love y'all. Have a great one.
Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.